What's up, 10 Skill Squad? 20,000 subscribers. We're going to celebrate. And a lot of you have been asking for a shop tour, so we thought in this video we'd take you for a tour around the shop, answer all of your questions, and, you know, just in general witty RC banter. Let's do it. So here is the shop. This is where we make a lot of videos. This is where we edit videos, and this is where, most importantly, we keep all of our junk. So I know a lot of you guys obviously are just interested in the cars. So let's get to the cars. So over here, right next to our fridge, full of adult beverages, we have the Arma shelf. I'm just gonna go through these real quick. Outcast 8S, Big Rock, Grafen cast, part Grafen, part Typhon, part Outcast, kind of mutt. Creighton 4S, Seton, now it's all brushless and awesome. Typhon, Mega, same way, upgraded. The Mojave, and the Felony. Then over here we just got some of Ethan's bodies on top of his, on top of Betty White there. That is his Granite that is just built to the moon. That thing is an absolute ripper. And of course, paint, shenanigans, blah, blah, blah. Down here, we've got the high boxing, I don't know what this is, the Ratchet. They actually sent me one of these for a review, and I never reviewed it. This is, I can't remember who makes this, but it's a little 1/18 scale drift car. It's pretty awesome. It comes with a brushless system in it right from the factory, and for small scale drifting, it's really awesome. As is the HBX. This thing, I know a lot of you guys have seen the video on this. This thing is a lot of fun. Super budget spec drifter. Below that, we've got the Losi Mini B, which a lot of people either love or hate. I personally really like this thing. It's a lot of fun, and it's built really well for being a small-scale RC. Next to that, we've got the Maverick rally car. This is actually built by HPI, or it's an HPI company. I've only driven this thing a couple times because, like, the third time I drove it, the motor died on it, and I haven't had time or ambition to actually replace the motor in it. So it's just sitting here. Down here, we've got the little Ripsaw tank. This thing is actually a lot of fun to drive. I broke the front bumper on it out crawling one day because it fell out of a tree. Super fun, though. Really like it. And, of course, we've got the Traxxas Rally back in its box because that's where it belongs. Moving up here, we've got a little bit of a hodgepodge. We got some of Ethan's transmitters, I think. I think those are yours. I don't know. Who knows? We got the X Mods hanging out back here, ready for its day to go around the... Good thing it's in the case, huh? We've got our little mini FPV buggy. This thing is super fun to drive around the Mini Z track. And of course, we've got our tiny little RC cars that we buzz around the shop when we're bored. Down here, we've actually got a couple of my brother's Hot Wheels RC cars. These things are actually pretty cool. They're rear wheel drive and rear wheel steer. They have tank steering. Kind of interesting design. But yeah, they're a lot of fun just to rip around the shop. And of course, we've got more of these tiny little like Matchbox size scale RCs, along with the Rock Hobby Katana and the FJ Cruiser. Oh yeah, let's not forget about that little guy. Ooh. That little micro RC down there. What is that, like 1/84th scale or something ridiculous? Oh, 176.
There we go.
Down here, we've got Ethan's MST drift car, the E46 BMW. This thing is a rear-wheel drive drift car. It's actually ready to run. And for a ready-to-run package, it handles really well.
That is sick.
Oh, and back behind that, we've got Ethan's X Mods. And hiding out behind there is my 3D printed car. Ha! Yeah. And below that, we've got the Traxxas Fiesta ST Rally. This thing is basically a slash 4x4 with a little bit skinnier track width, but this thing is super awesome. I haven't driven it in like almost 2 years because I need to change the spur gear on it, which I actually have. I have all the parts to fix it. I just haven't yet. Now we're getting into some of the fun stuff. Traxxas Udr, my Losi Baja Ray Mint 400 edition. My Traxxas slash two-wheel drive. This is the Fox Ford Raptor edition, whatever that is. Definitely modified the bejesus out of this.
Almost too much, I think.
Almost too much. And below that, we've got my low-seas. This is the 22S SCT, and of course, the Tenacity TT Pro. Moving on down, we've got the Redcat Wendigo, the Axial Yeti Jr., and the Hell Spawn. This is my Axial Wraith Spawn that is completely and totally upgraded. The only things Axial left on it is just the cage and the body. And below that, we've got the Axial Yeti and the Losi Rock Ray. And then all the way up here, we've got my Redcat Everest 10. This thing is pretty much completely upgraded. I turned it into a little bit of a rock bouncer. It's got all-wheel steer, all that good stuff. And it's sitting on top of the Redcat Clawback. Just below the Redcat Clawback, we've got my Redcap Volcano. This is a Nitro buggy. Totally upgraded again, not hardly any Redcat stuff left on it. But yeah, it's a ripper. Then we've got my two-stroke Redcat Rampage XR Rally. This is a two-stroke four-wheel drive rally card. Makes all the right noises. It's super fun. I got plenty of videos on this thing. And below that, we've got Ethan's HPI 5B. This thing is an absolute ripper. You almost need earplugs when you're running it because it is...
That is no joke.
It is a brap machine. Then below that, we've got my Roven 5B, which is basically a HPI clone. Same thing, man. This thing is a lot of fun to drive, rear-wheel drive. It's just a ripper. Tons of upgrades in it. Done a few videos with this thing. It's a lot of fun. Beneath that, we've got my Nitro Redcat Earthquake 3.3. Super fun when it actually runs, but it's a little bit finicky to keep running. And next to that, we've got my Traxxas T-Max, the old trusty T-Max. That thing runs pretty much perfectly every time I go to run it, and it's a lot of fun. James Mann.
Yeah,
James Mann actually donated this to the channel. So if you're watching, James, thank you. It's in good hands. I use this thing a lot. Crawlers. This is Ethan's Everest 10 that he hasn't driven in like well over a year. Traxxas TRX 4. Redcat Gen 7 Pro. This thing is, it's got a hard body on it, which is probably the worst modification you could do just because it makes it so heavy. And it is right next to the Axial Wraith 1.8. No, 1.9. Love this thing. As far as like just a stock, pretty inexpensive crawler, it's super capable. I like the way it looks. I like the way it drives. It's sweet. And here we've got the Suzuki Jimny. This is an RGT crawler. I did a video on this. I really like this thing. I mean, for the price, it's pretty unbeatable. Next to that, we've got my Vaterra Ascender. I put a brushless system in this and destroyed the transmission. Then Vaterra was like, hey, guess what? We're going to sell out to Horizon Hobby, and you know, you're not going to be able to get parts for it anymore. So waiting on a transmission for that. I got an eBay search saved, so one of these days a transmission will come up for sale. And of course, next to that, we got Carlton. This is my Charisma SCA1E, and it's got, I think the last time I checked, it had like 270 some miles on it. So I'm actually keeping track of the distance and all the battery packs that I put through this thing, and I'm trying to keep it mostly stock and seeing how many miles you can go. Hopefully 1,000 miles. Did you hear that? Did you fucking hear that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Redcat Shredder. This thing's been on the channel a bunch. One of my favorite bashers, one of my favorite RCs in general. Freaking love this thing. It's amazing. It's perfect in every way, and you should all get one. Down here, we've got some of the budgies. The SG1602 brushless freaking ripper. That thing is awesome. I think they're just right around $100 or so, and they're sweet. Below that, we've got the Fwy little 12 scale short course truck. It's a lot of fun to drive, and they make tons of upgrades for it. The Panda Hobby Jeep is right here. Here it is. It's still hanging out. Behind that, we've got the Enos. Here's the HBX. This thing is sweet. It's brushless, built on the same chassis as the Redcat Volcano 16 and the SG1602 over here, but it's brushless and it's a monster truck and it's freaking awesome. And of course, obviously, Redcat Volcano 16. Here we've got Ethan's ECX Torment. That is his two-wheel drive race truck next to his Arma Vortex. And above that, we've got my custom built. This is actually a Team Redcat TRSC10E short course truck that I kind of converted into a speed basher, and that thing is a wild freaking animal.
And an ankle breaker.
Yep. Then we've got my Team Associated SC10. This is my dirt oval car, and I actually just put new wheels and tires on it and gave it a bath because it was dirty. Here we've got Ethan's Redcat Lightning. This is actually for a project that he started, probably 6-8 months ago and hasn't completed yet.
Yep.
But there it sits on the shelf.
That's how I roll sometimes.
And here is Ethan's drag car. It started out as a Traxxas Bandit, and then we did the drag conversion to it. And then Traxxas was like, "Hey, guess what? We're going to do that too and sell them." But yeah, it's a ripper. Here's my Team Associated DR10, another drag car. This thing is pretty much stock except for the body and the radio system. But yeah, I want to drive this thing more. Traxxas Rustler that has a wheel off of it for some reason. Oh, you know what? It might not even have a motor in it at the moment. I don't know what's going on with the Rustler. And here is my drag car. This is same thing, Traxxas Bandit that got the drag conversion. A lot of fun to drive. And up here we have all the on-road cars. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Traxxas Fortec 3.0, Traxxas Fortec 2.0, HPI Sprint 2, Kyosho Phaser Mark II, Redcat Thunder, Redcat Lightning, HPI D10, and a Nitro Redcat Lightning. And then over here next to the cars, this is where we just keep all of our chargers. So, you know, any battery that we need charged, we can charge multiples at one time. No matter what kind of battery it is, we can charge it all right here. Then below that, this is actually where we store our batteries, spare parts, just junk in general. We got a bin down there that's full of wheels and tires. And, you know, just tons of transmitters and various other doohickeys and whatnots. Transmitters, you know, more transmitters, more transmitters, more transmitters. And then over here, we've got some more budget spec stuff. So this is going to be the WL Toys 10 scale buggy. What the heck is this thing? I can't even remember what this thing is, but it's pretty sweet. Yeah. The Eachine Eat 14, absolutely freaking awesome brushless ripper. Of course, the WL Toys buggy, the 144001 classic. And here are both of my 12 scale WL Toys buggies. And right down here is a Redcap Volcano with a Ford Mustang body on it for some reason. And that's most of the cars. And over here we got boats, the Blackjack, the Traxxas, you know, all these things. We got more boats down here. We got more boats and more boats and more boats. 2-stroke Zelos, 2-stroke what is it? Enforcer Gator. Here's a 3D printer. This is where 3D prints happen sometimes. Here's like a bunch of 3D printed keychains that we made for a car show. So, you know, if anybody wants a keychain, you know, hit me up in the DMs. And here is my desk that you've probably seen on some live streams. Just got a pretty basic setup there. My PC that I built sits down there. And, you know, a couple of cars sitting on the bench that are just, you know, waiting for their turn to get stuff done to them. And then over here, we've just got like, you know, general storage. Tools that we use a lot are located right here. This is where we keep like camera gear, stuff to charge camera gear, audio equipment, etc., etc. Label maker to label transmitters. And then this scene should look pretty familiar to you. This is in, you know, most of the videos. Shout out to Kramer. That's it. This is where the magic happens, as they would say. So yeah, what do you think? That's the 10 Skill Garage. You've seen it. Now, obviously, this isn't all the stuff. There's like airplanes and drones and mini-Zs and mini crawlers and all that good stuff. We'll get to that another time because I have a feeling this video is going to be ridiculous. All right, so we actually got quite a few questions. So if we don't get to your question, I'm sorry. And there were a few questions that were kind of like duplicates. A couple people asking pretty much the same thing. So again, you know, if I don't read your specific question, I'm sorry. But I usually respond to pretty much all the comments. So if you have a question, just, you know, type it below and we'll get to it. Ralph Harper says, what part of Ohio you from? I'm from the Akron area. Sweet. I've been to Akron. We're on the other side. We're like rural Northwest Ohio.
Easiest way to say it is Toledo.
Yeah. Zach Picture One says, congrats on the sub milestone, man. Channel always has solid content with great editing. Thank you. My main question is, what keeps you going as far as the RC hobby goes? Tinkering, brushless upgrades, dirt track racing, street car racing, and what is your favorite of the bunch? If you had to pick, what is your go-to RC for off-road and on-road? Take it away.
Ooh.
What keeps you going?
Honestly, just everything changing all the time. The different cars coming out all the time. Upgrades. Just the excitement of more coming all the time. It's not just one and done anymore where you just kind of bought something and, oh, we got some wheels and tires, or you can get a bigger battery, or you... No, the possibilities are endless with a lot of the brands, and I think that's what keeps me going. It's just the fun of it all, really. No matter what your niche is, if you like off-road trail trucks, I mean, you can get stuff that performs crazy good, or you can make something that's super scale. If you're into like JDM cars, you can get, you can make a super scale drifter, or if you're into monster trucks or just hardcore bashing or scale racing. I mean, just the RC, it never, and that's just cars. I mean, we're not even talking about planes and boats and drones and all kinds of stuff. What keeps me going is it's always fun, whether it's the cheap stuff, the expensive stuff, the fast stuff, the slow stuff. I think that it's all fun. And yeah, of course, tinkering, it's what we do. Some of our worst days have turned into some of the best.
Yeah.
That was a fail. Go home, drink a couple adult beverages, and buy something new, and turns into a great video. Never know.
What's your favorite go-to off-road for off-road and on-road?
Off-road, definitely the Losi. I love that one.
The Tenacity T2 Pro.
Yeah. And then my on-road is definitely my Infraction. That thing is absolutely... Which... We didn't show that on video. Where is that?
Nope. No, we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to
it.
Yeah, for me, off-road, Redcat Shredder. Man, that thing... that thing never disappoints. It's always super fun. And on-road, oh man, I'm going to have to go with the Redcat Thunder. That's the one that got you. That's the one that convinced you. That convinced you to buy a drift car.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
And, it's pretty versatile. You don't have to drift it. You can put street tires on it and go ripping. I mean, you could jack up the suspension, put rally tires on it, and, do some gravel type stuff too. So, yeah. Thanks, Zach. RJ Collins asks, congratulations. Is the large dirt track you race at a hobby shop store or just in someone's farm or something? That is a private track that we actually, through this channel, actually got in touch with the people that race there and invited us to come out and go racing with them. So we absolutely do. But yeah, it's private property. The guys that built that track, just needed a place to run their 5th scale 2-stroke RCs. And, they got in touch with a guy that owned a little bit of land and said, yeah, for sure, you can use it, just maintain it. So it's a private track, and we are super grateful and lucky that we can use it.
Yeah, with the 3 different tracks there as well. We got an oval, would you call it a road course, I guess, or an off-road track, and then we got a crawler course.
Yeah, that's awesome. RC Paradise. RCT&D says, can you get a Traxxas Haas 4x4 VXL? They're so fun. Congratulations on 20K. I thought about that a lot, but I think the one that sticks out, if I'm going to buy another Traxxas, another electric Traxxas, it's either going to be the X-Max or it's going to be the Max, like one of those. Like those are the ones that like I really need to experience, I think. The Haas, I don't know, I've got so many 10 scale like 4x4 monster trucks, and I just don't really see the appeal of that one over some of the other ones. So probably not, but you never know. I've said that.
Yes,
I've said that about so many other things that are actually on the channel. What's your favorite thing to throw at King Wally? LOL. Congrats on the sub milestone. Keep the good videos coming. Thanks, Jay. My favorite thing to throw at King Wally.
Usually another beer.
I was gonna say money.
I make it right. I make it right.
CNY Strength and Function says, what does toe and wheel angle actually do on the track? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by wheel angle, but toe definitely does a lot for how a car handles. Typically, everyone's going to have a different opinion about this, but typically what I do is a little bit of toe out in the front, so the wheels are pointed outwards as it's going forward like this, and the rear wheels just a little bit of toe in. And that, I find, helps kind of self-steer the car. So when you let go of the wheel on your transmitter, the car snaps back and wants to go in a straight line.
One thing I'll notice with that too, though, is then when you're sitting there and they are towed in a little bit, push the back end of it down, and you'll watch them straighten out. So typically, when you're under throttle and going, they're actually sitting straight, and just under a static, they will toe in a bit or toe out. Yeah, toe in.
Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Ian's RC says, congrats on 20K. What do you consider the best budget basher? This is a question that I get all the time. And there's a lot of nuances to that. First of all, what's your budget? So I'm just going to rattle through what I think. Under $100, probably like a Redcap Volcano 16. That thing, there's plenty of upgrades for it. It's built on the same chassis as a lot of other little budget bashers. So you can go brushless with it, you can turn it into a buggy, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Under $200, I would say probably like the ECX Crush, or the ECX Amp Crush. That thing is super fun. That's only like $159. Two-wheel drive, monster truck. It drives really well. It's so much fun. It looks cool. And again, there's tons of upgrades that you can do for that. Mine's brushless now, and it handles it no problem.
The Bandit.
Yeah?
The Bandit is a great starter vehicle for under 200.
For sure. Let's see. Under $300, that's probably going to be like an Arma Granite. Those things are pretty incredible. $319, I think, will get you a Big Rock. Those things are pretty bulletproof and legit fast and tough. Under $400, Redcat Shredder. Just do it. Yeah, they're like $350. Yeah, probably, in my opinion, one of the best. Does that sound good?
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Gareth Ho Williams. I probably screwed that up, man. I'm sorry. Congrats. Love the content. What do you prefer, RTR or roller kits?
Honestly, never really done much with rollers.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't.
I've bought like some stuff secondhand on eBay just because I wanted the chassis, and I'm gonna put my own electronics in it anyway. So, you know, if there's a roller of a RTR on eBay, because like a lot of times with RTRs, we'll get it and we'll immediately pull out whatever is in it and put our own stuff in it. So I don't know. It's kind of, you know, if I can get an RTR as a roller, knowing that I'm gonna just upgrade it anyway, I'll try and go that route. But yeah, either one. I mean, I like them. I guess I like them both. I even like, you know, I've even built some kits, you know, from the ground up. You know, they just come in a bag of parts and you assemble it. It's all fun. So yeah, there's a non-answer for your question. Philip Griffin says, congrats. When are you going to do a meet and greet and let us run some RC cars with you? Good question. We were actually planning on doing that way back 10,000 subscribers ago.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a meetup, but you know, then there was a lot of things that wouldn't allow big groups of people to meet up and hang out with each other without jumping through a bunch of hoops.
And a lot of places still can't.
Yeah.
So that's a lot has to do with it, because if we do it, we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
So I don't want to.
Yeah, we just want you guys to come out and hang and bash, and you know, it's just have a party basically. So to answer your question, hopefully very soon. Stay tuned. Rocket League says, congrats on 20K. What is the best battery for a 7.2 volt loop battery? I'm not sure what you mean by a loop battery, unless you meant to say LiPo.
LiPo is what I'm thinking was meant to be said there.
But a LiPo is 7.4 volts.
Yeah, I'm confused. A little bit.
we're gonna take our best crack at this. What is the best
all-around battery I think that's out on the market right now for a 2S or a 3S, maybe in that range, is the Spectrum Smart batteries. Those things so far have been absolutely on point for you.
Yeah.
I don't have any experience with them other than using them, but I can tell you this guy's ready to go and getting a lot longer runtime out of his stuff with them than I am versus using the Z batteries. I think those are a great budget battery. We probably have to have at least 20 or 30 of them between the two of us. That's primarily what we run.
Yeah.
A lot of people like the Gens Ace. You have your people that are very proprietary to Traxxas batteries, which I don't think there's anything wrong with them other than the price. I don't know. As long as you're not going super cheap on your batteries, I really don't think you can go wrong unless you're looking for some super performance or race spec batteries. Yeah, then that doesn't mean doesn't mean lipo anymore, and now I'm back to square one. That I don't know what that means.
Congrats. Want to turn my FY03 into a crawler. What motor and ESC are the best choice? Should be brushless. So the FY03 is like a rock racer. I think it's got like an independent front and a solid rear. So best choice, Hobbywing Axe. I mean, for sure, hands down, that's got to be one of the sickest crawler motors in my opinion. Plus, I mean, just Hobbywing in general. I've had a lot of Hobbywing systems. You can fine tune them. They are incredibly robust. Their warranties are great. And, I almost never have any issues with them.
There's also a huge market for crawling brushed motors as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes with crawling, brushless isn't always the way to go. But rock racing stuff, I would go brushless. But
yeah, for sure. Make sure you lock your diffs.
Yes.
Riken Wheeler or Weiler says, what is or was your favorite RC you've ever owned? My
Probably
favorite?
the Blackout Pro and the Infraction.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Blackout Pro will always have a special spot in my heart, honestly, and probably yours as well. And the Infraction is just so freaking sick and nutty that it's hard to not. That's a smile every time, and a new set of wheels.
Right. I'm very nostalgic for a Losi XX buggy just because that was my first one. But I think my favorite, I'll tell you what, I'm super proud of the Secura D4 that I built. I'm really proud of that thing. It looks cool. It drifts. It was a lot of work to actually build it and get it working. So I'm pretty proud of that. And plus, K-Pop RC literally sent me a bunch of the stuff to build it. So, yeah, I mean, he didn't have to do that. But he did, and it's awesome, and it looks sick, and I love that thing.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I bought mine.
Toby G says, how about a review of a Team Associated Pro 4 SC10? I would love to, man.
Yeah.
I would love to. And I know a lot of guys are also asking for the Team Associated Rival. So those are both on the radar for sure. We race with a bunch of guys that actually have the Team Associated SC10s, and we've both driven SC10s, and they are really nice. I can't explain to you how one of us doesn't own one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it actually they don't ever race them.
Yeah,
they bring them out and they'll run them, but they don't ever race them. So
yeah.
I really don't know. I don't know enough about it to make me want to go grab one yet.
We'll try and convince. I bet Greg would let us do a review on his.
Oh yeah,
I bet Greg would for sure. Do you like drifting or dirt track racing over bashing? Dirt track racing is so much fun. I'm bad at it. Like I am, if we enter 10 races, I'm losing 9 of them, and the only time that I ever win is because a horrific crash, a technicality, or just like some
cut off,
or just some miracle. Just by some miracle, I'll finish the line. I'll finish first. But But no, dirt track racing is so much fun. Even dirt oval racing, which I didn't think that I would really like, that is a lot of fun too. If you haven't experienced it, do yourself a favor and find a track close to you and just go watch it because it's super fun.
I honestly like drifting and dirt track over bashing. I like the skill aspect of it, I suppose. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no skill to bashing, because to bash right and take it home and not in a million pieces takes a lot of times of taking it home in a million pieces and figuring out how to do it. But I don't know. I think if I had to pick one of the three, I'd probably dirt track race out of everything else.
It's me, 007. How were you introduced to RC? RC in general, Saturday morning cartoons. Always been a car guy ever since I was a car child. But hobby grade RCs, I didn't really know it was a thing until my brother got a Losi JRX2 Pro, and he wouldn't let me drive it. But he did convince me to go out and buy a Losi XX secondhand and graphite chassis. So cool. And yeah, that's how I got into it.
Yeah, him. Flat out, like, we just ran into each other one day, and he's like, "I play with RCs. Want to come hang out?" And like,
no, I sent you a picture. I sent you a picture of the Evo.
Yeah,
and you thought it was real.
Oh yeah, that one.
You're like, where'd you see the Evo? And I was like, it's mine. It's 10th scale. You should come play with it.
Yep, and I never left.
Yeah. Gustav Glitch says, "Have you ever got frustrated editing a video?" LOL.
Every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was probably 6 or 7 videos that you haven't seen just because, you know, we'll film it, I'll get to editing it, and I either ruined the shots or the storyline isn't great or it just, you know, it doesn't look good. I can't fit it together in a way that seems right, and and so it just gets shelved. So yeah, it's definitely frustrating. That's what happened to the infraction video.
Yeah,
like it was just a video of an infraction going choo.
I think that's part of the frustration with it too. Is I think what frustrates, I suppose, me more about of editing, it wouldn't be the editing part because I really don't do anything with it, but would be it seems like the videos we put more effort into and try harder and really go above and beyond do the worst.
Yeah.
They really do. And the ones where we just like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, let's take those, are the best videos that have come out
views.
for a couple months. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the more... It seems like the more I like a video, you know, like I'll be excited about filming it, I'll be excited about editing it and producing it. If I really like it and I think like, man, I did a great job with this. This is as good as it could be. No one cares.
It always end up being my favorite ones.
Yeah. But if it's like one where it's like, yeah, we got the shots. Yeah, we tell the story. Yeah, it's edited okay. Those are the ones that do really well. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating for sure. But you know, if I didn't like doing it, I wouldn't do it. So.
Or let us know in the comments as well. If you don't care about light, machines, and fog, then tell us. Like, I mean, you know, it goes both ways, I suppose.
Yeah. Adam Iser says, "How hard was it to start a channel?" Starting a channel is easy. I mean, anybody can start a channel. And you know, in the early days, I mean, it was literally just a cell phone. That's what a cell phone and an RC. That was it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, getting a following is definitely harder, and it gets harder every day just because YouTube is so saturated with content. So the fact that we made it to 20,000 is pretty insane, like in 2 years. So that's pretty cool. You know, it just definitely, if you want to be a successful YouTube channel, like if you think that you're going to go out and get 1 million subscribers and you'll be able to quit your job and earn money from YouTube, let me tell you, it is my experience is this is a losing investment.
We both work 40+ hour a week jobs.
Yeah, and that's that. Yeah, and I put literally all my spare time into YouTube. Like if I'm not working at my normal job, I'm working on 10 Skill Garage stuff. Like it never ends. But if you're thinking about doing it, I mean, you should do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And there are definitely some people out there that have the skill and they can get 1 million subscribers in 6 months, and they can quit their job and they're really good at it. Maybe it's you. So if you're thinking about trying it, try it. I hope you do. Reverse Restoration says, if you were going to retrofit an original 1993 Kyosho USA 1 monster truck with a new powertrain, what would you use and why? Hobbywing, because no matter what power level you're looking for, they've got you covered, and they make really good products at a very reasonable price. And you can fine tune them, you can do anything with them. Really, really solid stuff. I'm not sponsored by Hobbywing.
Or the new Spectrum Firma stuff is really
Spectrum
great
Firma
as
stuff
well.
Is good. Yep, for sure.
Hobbywing, hands down, is the most budget friendly and I think best bang for your buck you can get. For sure. Thomas the Tank Engine says, who is your favorite small RC YouTube channel you like to watch the most? Define small. I mean, K-pop RC has like over 100,000 subscribers, which I think is a pretty decent size. And I love his content. He's got the best live streams in the game, period. But small, let's say smaller than 10 Skill Garage, RC Show Off 100%. If you're into nitros especially, he's got wicked nitro content. Oh yeah.
Just a super cool guy. Love all that stuff, and they're all like bite-sized videos, so you can go and in 20 minutes you can watch like 4 or 5 of his videos and get all kinds of good stuff. And of course OMG RC, another really, really good one. He's got great live streams as well, great community over on his channel. Super cool guy.
I like RC Addicts Garage.
RC Addicts Garage, yeah. Shout out to Jeff C. Holla. Mitsuman5555. What's your day job? I am a gangster rapper. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all that stuff.
I work at a dealership.
Demon RC says indica or sativa?
Sativa.
I don't know the difference, to be totally honest with you.
You want to smile or you want to go to sleep?
I want to not be paranoid. How about that? Which one of those
Sativa.
will not be? Sativa? There you go. I'll go with you on that one. That's it. Ooh. That is all not all of your questions, but that is all the questions that I managed to pull.
That I feel safe
answered.
putting that kind of information out on the internet.
Right. Yeah. So thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers and closing in on like 3 million views. I really, really appreciate it. I would love it if 10 Skill Garage could be my day job. Maybe someday it will. You keep watching and we'll keep making videos. So if this is your first time checking out the channel, where have you been, man? Come on. We like to do RC shenanigans all the time. And we do have some wicked stuff coming up. You're going to want to stick around. All right, guys. Until next time.